Hey everybody, welcome back to Snatched and Highly Favored. Just wanted to jump in real quick and let you guys know that this next video that you're about to watch was previously recorded from my beauty channel and has now been migrated over here. So if some of the content seems either outdated or some of the timelines are off, it is a previously recorded video. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and let's get into the video. Everybody, it's Charmel. Welcome back to my channel. So today's topic, I'm going to be discussing overcoming self-doubt, living a fulfilling life, and doing the personal work. So self-doubt is something that I personally have struggled with, I think, a lot of my life. What I will say is that at different stages in my life, at different ages, it does kind of show up differently. So when I was younger, I was really shy. I grew up really shy and reserved. And as I've gotten older, I'm not really shy per se anymore, but I am still very reserved. But another thing that I've kind of noticed is that self-doubt has kind of manifested is manifested in practicality. So I am a very practical person, and inherently being practical, there's nothing wrong with being practical. Being practical allows me to be honest with myself, and it keeps all my ducks in a row. But what I will say is that practicality can hinder your faith. It will hinder your faith, and it hinders your creativity. And the older I get, I realize that a lot of situations, the only way out is kind of through faith. You're gonna run into some times where the only thing you can do is operate by faith and see what happens. So I came up with a list of tangible items that you can implement into your life to kind of help you out. So the first step, I'm not a professional, and I want to make that very clear. I can give my opinion and my advice on certain things, but if you are truly struggling with something, I recommend seeking out professional help, whether it's counseling, therapy, those kind of things. So me personally, the end of last year and the beginning of this year, I did start going to therapy for a couple of months. It was very helpful. Therapy is becoming more acceptable within our community, so a lot more people are starting to go. And even if you feel like you don't have any real traumatic experiences or problems, I still recommend going. For me personally, the main reason I went is because I was having a lot of feelings of unfulfillment. I was just not happy overall, and I knew there was more, and I just needed a safe space where I could express that. A lot of us, especially Black women, we are great at code switching. So my life is kind of spread out in all these different areas, and it's in each setting, at work I have to be the Charmel that they want me to be. With my family, I have to be this Charmel. At church, I have to be this Charmel. And so essentially I had all these moving pieces where I felt like I had to constantly be a different person, and then the person who I really wanted to be was just getting more and more suppressed. And so therapy was just an outlet to where I could kind of let out my emotions. And a lot of the things that we talked about, I already knew, but I guess I just needed reinforcement and hearing it from somebody else, an unbiased person. My therapist told me that I was a very responsible person, and she was like, that is a good thing, but I needed to work on more gratitude. You get lost in that, and I just needed to take a step back and just practice more gratitude and be thankful for the things that I do have. So step one, seek professional help if you have the means to do so. And speaking of gratitude, my next step two, is going to be taking inventory of your personal success, your blessings, all of that. Seen something online, and it said, let go of what you think your life is supposed to look like and celebrate it for everything that it is. So we all have these big goals and dreams and these visions on how we see ourselves living, and that we feel like until we reach that level, our life is just kind of like meaningless, or you know, it's immeasurable until we meet that, and we don't really appreciate our life for what it is in the moment. And sometimes you just have to sit back and just be thankful. Like literally write out a list of all the positive things that are going on in your life. You know, even I know it's so cliche, like, oh, I woke up with breath in my body, you know, things like that. I'm gaining weight, that means that I ain't missing no meals, and if I'm not missing any meals, that means that I'm doing okay. Literally keep an inventory list of all those things, and once you constantly go through that list, you're like, you know what, it's not that bad, it's not that bad, well, this is going good. I had to start like thinking about life like that. I may not be at the place that I want to be at yet, but I'm doing okay. Step 3. So this is something that I'm really working on, and it's to stop downplaying your gifts. So we are all gifted and graced in different areas, and it's crazy because those things that we're gifted in are the same things that make us prosperous, but a lot of us just aren't operating in that grace. And for me personally, like I have a lot of gifts and talents, and they're things that I don't even discuss with anybody because I'm scared or I'm shy, like that little shy Charmel, that reserved Charmel, that self-doubt kind of stops me from really mastering my gifts. And so I feel like the first step in mastering your gifts is to stop downplaying them and acknowledge the things that you're good at. And it doesn't have to, you can still do it humbly, you don't have to brag about it, but you can say, hey, I'm good at this. And a lot of us also feel like because we don't have these big grand gifts, but literally anything that you are effortlessly good at is a gift. For me, like I remember at my previous job, I was always chosen to train people, and everybody who I trained, they were like, you know, you're really helpful. So through that experience, I just kind of learned that I'm a naturally good teacher. Training is something that I'm good at, and so I'm learning how to take those little things and master them and use those to create the life that I want to live, or to create the job, or to find the things that I want to do. Once you know what you're good at, you know, you have a better understanding of your purpose, and then you can find ways to navigate this world and live out your purpose. Like some of my most successful moments were when I didn't try and I was just being. Really operate in that grace and the things that you're naturally good at, where you don't even have to try. And once you start doing that and learning how to master that, y'all, blessings will just start coming to you. So the next step, again, these are tangible steps. Step 4 is identifying your fears and triggers. So this is a good exercise that I actually heard on a podcast. So the first thing you want to do is actually write out your fears. So write out all the things that you fear. So for example, I'll give you one of mine. One of my fears is failure. So write out your fear, and then the next thing you do is write an affirmation for that fear. So my affirmation for failure is, I act with confidence in having a general plan, and I accept that plans are open to alteration. And after you write your affirmation for your fear, the next thing you want to do is write an affirmation plan. So they're basically action items. So, and this is for failure. So my plan is to properly plan. A lot of times we fail because we don't take the time and the necessary steps to write out everything or go through all possible outcomes for our plan. So if you properly plan, you can prevent a lot of failure. The next part to my plan is to operate in faith. So after I properly plan, I have to have confidence in the things that I planned out for myself, and I'm going to act out my plan with full faith and with full confidence that it's going to go through properly. Another part of my plan is to stop second guessing myself. I write out something and I'm confident in what I write out. I'm not gonna second guess that. I'm gonna allow the plan to see itself through. And so these are my plans to helping me deal with the fear of failure. So I hope that makes sense. So you acknowledge your fear, you write out an affirmation for your fear, and then you write out an affirmation plan for your fear. But step 5 is to use the fruit of the Spirit as a measuring stick. If you guys don't know what the fruit of the Spirit is, in Galatians 5:22, it's 5:22 through 23, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Any situation that I'm in, I try to compare it to one of those. If I'm in a situation that I'm uncertain about, does this situation bring me love? Am I practicing gentleness in this situation? Am I practicing self-control in this situation? Once you start to look at your situations like that, it's easier to work through it. It allows you to just kind of step back and breathe and really assess the situation and assess it logically. Is that how you say it? Yeah. One thing that I've been working on for like the past month, I heard someone say, make everywhere you go an experience of love. And when you think about love, love is a positive emotion. Love is comforting. It's cuddly. Like when you think about what love is, when you think about who love is, it's just always an inviting space and environment. And so when I'm stressed out or when I'm sad, I try to think like, how can I make this a more comforting environment? How can I make this a safe space? How can I project that safety? How can I project that comfort into this situation? Instantly turns it into a positive, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So, yeah. These are just my thoughts and things that I have been doing to help me overcome some of the self-doubt in my life, and you know, just again living a more fulfilling life. And it boils down to doing the personal work. Like me personally, I love to listen to podcasts. I watch a lot of sermons. Even if you go to therapy, like they're gonna tell you a lot of good, all these things will tell you a lot of good things, but until you start doing the personal work yourself and actually implementing them into your daily routine, your daily lifestyle, it's meaningless. So you have to do the personal work, and it's non-stop. You literally have to make it a part of your daily life, your daily routine life. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I have more topics coming. I'll leave my email address down below if you guys want to submit questions or you have topics that you would like me to talk about. Don't forget to like this video if you'd like to see more. Don't forget to subscribe if this is your first time here. And again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.